What up? This is Rama Screen, and in the anticipation of Wildcat, which arrives in theaters April 23 and on demand and digital April 27, I'm here talking with one of the stars of this new film, Luke Benward. How are you, Luke?
I'm great, man. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for taking the time. Congrats on the film. So,
Thank you.
let me start with the obvious question. How did you get on board this project, Wildcat, and what did you find fascinating about Jonathan's script?
Oh man. So the script was sent to me, and I definitely make a point to read everything that's sent to me because I love scripts. I love film, and I, you know, feel like that's the best. I'm a student of it. I have started writing and producing and directing, and so I'm trying to soak it all in all at once. So I read it everything, and I read that one. I got to the end, and it was like I needed an exhale. I needed like a oof, wow, okay, and I was impacted, and I was touched, and I was like, I immediately responded and just was, you know, celebrating the material. Honestly, like that's what drives, I think, all artists. And you want to feel, and you want to be forced to feel. Like you don't want to have a choice in it. You want to just be like, whoa. And that's what I felt like. And so the appointment was set up, and I went in and I met with Jonathan, and we did some scenes and just clicked. And it was honestly a really easy process. And a week leading up, we had some rehearsals and stuff and got on the same page. And it was honestly a really just collaborative and creative experience with him. He's a phenomenal filmmaker. He's, so easy to connect with and talk with about his art, and still so able to also maintain his vision and the story that he wants to tell. And it's so rare to find that in a writer director, and just really lucky to have worked with him. But yeah, the story of Wildcat, it is so subjective, and I think that's really what connected me the most to it. Is I want to make great art, and Wildcat is great art. The script on the page even was palpable how powerful it could be.
I spoke to Jonathan the other day, and he told me that the casting of you for this role is kind of like Kismet or fate, because your name is Luke and your character's name is Luke.
Yeah,
You're from the South. Your character's from the South. He
yeah,
told me that at the time you had torn your ACL, which fit your
yeah.
character's sort of inability to move about. So it's like the stars aligned there. You got this gig. What's your reaction to that?
I would agree. Yeah, it happened so easily, and it was just right away. It just clicked, and yeah, I'm glad that he said that. No,
Are you okay now? Are you okay? Are you still you have your torn ACL? Is it still bad? Is it still
oh yeah,
hurting?
no. So after the film, a few months after I ended up having my surgery.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm good now. I recovered. It was actually my second time, so
Wow.
hopefully I don't have a third.
Well, talk to me about working with Georgina, because both of you are stuck in this one room for most of the time. And I know there's a lot of physical torture scenes, but this is also a dialogue heavy, dialogue driven film. Lots of conversations going on between both your characters. So, talk to me about working with Georgina to create that on screen dynamic. And what did you guys do? Did you do some ad lib, or did you mostly stick to the script?
Yeah, working with Georgina was phenomenal. She is so talented and so devoted, and we were both like barely eating over the course. But the cool thing about it, actually, I don't know if Jonathan mentioned this, but we were able to shoot in sequence because of the one
Yes.
location, and so that allowed for us to, track our arcs, and we were eating very very minimally, and so it allowed us to kind of be there for each other in the sense of like, all right, we're freaking hungry and tired, but we're making it through this. Like, it was like kind of the same dynamic of like, we got this, like, let's escape. But no, it was awesome. And as far as a professional, she is incredible. Truly, she's so talented, and she was so committed. And even the off-camera work, it was always 110%. And I think that ultimately shows on the screen is we were there for each other, and we pushed each other, and gave each other so much to work with and play with. And we stuck to the script pretty. I think there might be some stuff here and there, but it was pretty much to the script, Jonathan wrote beautiful dialogue, like the dialogue he wrote, and we had the time before to talk about it, and so we all went into the day feeling like, in a good pocket and great with what was there, and so we were able to find the different intricacies with the words, but not too much of the big picture because it was so focused and honed by the time. So
Do,
yeah.
do you think on some level there was some romantic attraction between Khadija and Luke, or was it all just survivors connection?
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because there's that, what's it called? I can't think of the like phrase, but it's like, when like the captor falls or the captive falls in love with the captor, right?
Yeah.
So I think
Stockholm.
yeah, Stockholm syndrome, exactly. So I think there was maybe something like that where it was like, it was such extreme circumstances that, that they were bonded for life in that way. So I don't know if there was necessarily like romance, I don't know if they got out and if they would have gotten out or whatever and been together, if it would have worked by any means. But I do think that because of, what they were fighting for and the bond that, was innately there, that I think that it gave itself to that for sure.
And finally, what do you think this movie conveys about the U.S. troops out there? What do you hope the audiences will take away from Wildcat?
Yeah, I think the beautiful thing about Wildcat is that it lives in the gray area, and obviously the character of Luke is depicted as a good guy of sorts, but he's by no means perfect, and he does have those qualities where you're like, ooh, that's challenging. That's something that is so grounded in humanity that it's like it immediately ties the audience to connect with something that they wouldn't necessarily be able to. And then on the other side of the coin, there's the Abu Khalid character, which could objectively and from an outside point of view be like, oh, that's the bad guy. But then you watch the movie and you're like, but he's not. Like this is the product of what, like, hate and destruction and being attacked, like that's what that yields. And he is this just beautifully complex character. And so really that I think that's the genius behind the story, is you get to the end and you feel for both sides, and it forces you to think, and it doesn't just tell you what to think. Like it depicts real life and allows you to take your liberties, and I think that's really the beauty of it. So
Agreed. All right, for my fans at home, everybody go check out Wildcat, arriving in theaters April 23 and on digital and on demand April 27. Luke, thank you for talking to me, and congratulations.
thank you so much. It was a pleasure.